Hello there. We are underway in celebrating our first year anniversary. And if you don't already know about it, I'm hosting a raffle and giving away more than $2,000 worth in cash and prizes. So if you or a friend have access to an Apple product, you can enter to win. For the complete details, go to sayyesToYourSoulPodcast.com. All right, here we go with another soulful episode. Okay, so laughter as healing medicine while pointing to ourselves. Okay, so here we go. We're going to do it on the count of 3. Ready? Hello, I'm Tessa and Lynn. Welcome to the Say Yes to Your Soul podcast, where we empower women to connect with their souls and shine in their business. If you are ready to embrace your brilliance, create meaningful connections, and be compensated for your specific gifts, you're in the right place. Join us as we explore inspiring stories, practical insights, unique points of view, and soulful strategies, all to help you thrive. So let's dive on into this transformative journey together. Tune in and say yes to your soul. Hello there. I am so excited that I have a guest for you today, and she can make you smile like in just a moment. She is a transformation mentor. She successfully resolved trauma, anxiety, and complicated relationship conflicts for almost 3 decades. And from having a serious brain trauma, and you know that I've had that as well, she learned that laughter, when combined with forgiveness, leads to deep, lasting healing and transformation. Here she is, Lynn Himmelman. Hello there, Lynn.
Hi.
Hi.
Thanks for inviting me here today, Tessa. I'm so thrilled.
You're super welcome. Yeah. When I met you, I was like, oh, this laughter piece, it's so important. Like, people don't think about it, and it's such a gift, to be able to learn to laugh. And so I'd love to just have you share a little bit about your story and, some of the things that you overcame. Where would you like to begin today, Lynn?
Oh, maybe I'll begin at the beginning.
Sounds good.
I actually had this aspiration to sing. I wasn't given singing lessons. Then when I asked to go and take music, I was not given the permission to study music. I studied food science and nutrition, got my degree in that. But there was something inside of me that just really yearned to express myself through singing and through the voice. And so against all odds, I figured out a way to extract myself from a family business, which is where I was dependent financially, and to find myself another way of earning some income. I put myself through university a second time through so that I could get my degree, but they wouldn't accept me as a singer in the university because I had no training. I had some piano training. But lo and behold, and this is where I want to say that when you truly follow that calling from inside that says, this is what I'm meant to do. When I graduated, I actually was encouraged to audition for an opera company. And lo and behold, even though I graduated as a pianist, I got hired as a singer. To me, that was funny.
Yeah,
totally, the odds just seem so crazy. But it was the beginning of me many times over listening to that call from within that went against all odds and took me to places that normally I probably wouldn't have gone had I been thinking hard about things. A lot of times when we follow our soul, things don't always make sense.
Oh, that's so true. Yes.
They don't make sense. And the other thing is you won't always get the encouragement from those around you outside. And in fact, if anything, I was not encouraged at all. I was even told sometimes that I was making a mistake. going that route, because logic does not occur necessarily when you are following that calling from within here, the one that is so aligned with the encoding within your individual soul makeup that is so different from anyone else's. So there's no one better than you that can understand that. No one.
So true. Yes. And so you're pointing out like this thing, and I know my people can't see you, but I can see you right now. And you're like making this motion, right? That's covering sort of your torso. It's a circular, like you're speaking to your whole energy field, right? And listening to the soul is not just like, oh, what is it saying in my ears or written, in my brain somewhere. It's part of your being, right? And you're like, you felt into it is what I'm picking up. When you were making those decisions for yourself, when other people were saying, no, you can't do that, you kept listening to yourself and following that.
Yes. Now, here's the tragedy in that. Okay?
Yes.
The tragedy piece in this is that I was so needy of that acknowledgement, that encouragement from all the people closest to me, family, friends, so on. And it wasn't coming. And even though in the industry itself, I was being encouraged because it was not coming from my blood peeps.
Yes.
I let that break my heart. I let that break me apart in so many pieces that my health began to deteriorate. I became so unhappy. Now, did I know that this is what was going on? No. This is what I came to discover through my long and arduous journey, was at the heart of my struggle and my unhappiness.
Yeah, so
I didn't know that back then. And I didn't have anybody helping me to understand that was what was going on.
So there was a really big disconnect and there was a breakdown happening as a result. And it was showing up physically for you. And this is something like, it's almost like your own version of a cataclysm, right? Where things break down so much that then you get to a certain point. So I'd love to hear about that.
In a really serious way, even though I had an active and a successful career and I was singing leading roles, the very fact that that wasn't being noticed or acknowledged or even celebrated by my family made it meaningless to me.
Oh, that's so sad. Yes.
It made it meaningless to me, and that's too bad. That's too bad. And, as a result, I kind of lost heart and just wanted to meet some man, fall in love, let him save me.
Yeah, you basically were resigned.
Kids and create a family of my own. And that didn't happen. I called in the wrong people. I attracted the wrong people because I wasn't in a good place to begin with. If you're not in a good place, you can't expect to attract a good experience. It's a mismatch.
It is. And you said something that's really important here, that because of what you were needing and you weren't getting it and you weren't able to manage that emotionally and overcome it, the result was that things became the things you had chosen, your own soul calling that from within, became meaningless to you. And that place of meaninglessness, that's a pretty big abyss to be in. Yeah. And not having support for it and all of that. So I'm curious, how did you turn that corner? Because clearly you have, but something happened along the way and you did turn the corner. What was that?
I did. And oh my gosh, that's another miracle. I probably invested 25 years of seeking help through medical routes, seeking help through alternative routes, trying everything, change of lifestyle, change of diet, reading all the self-help books, reading the positive books, going to retreats, blah, 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 blah. And then by the time I hit my mid-40s, I just wrote myself off as an unhelpable anomaly. And I really didn't feel like my life was worth living. And within a matter of a few weeks of writing myself off, something unusual happened, and I got introduced to a way of reading into the body energetics to discover how our system holds memory of everything that we've ever experienced. And I was shown a way to let go of it all. And it happened in a matter of weeks.
That's incredible.
Yes.
That was a life changer. Wow.
It was a life changer. A life changer. And so now this is where like the second piece of my soul journey began. Because at a point where I thought, okay, so now I'm going to pick up, I get my health come back, all this anomalies in my body disappeared, all the health challenges, the allergies, the blah, 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 went away. And then I was invited to learn the process with the woman who had developed it. And I was like a flat, no, of course not. That's not me. That's not what I'm going to do. I'm a singer. And yet, after I said no, I was challenged on the inside. It was almost like this voice coming in, challenging my choice, like, well, Lynn, how you want to know how things work. You're that kind of a person. Don't you want to go to the training and find out why it worked so well? And somehow I had this like internal argument with, I don't know who, I don't know what, higher voice, whatever, soul, who's to say for sure? But the challenge was there and it was undeniable. And I had to ultimately change my mind and say yes to it. And so I've never looked back. Even though I went to learn this and didn't mean for it to become part of a career, because it was coming from inside, it was a really deep soul calling. It was something I couldn't ignore. Like I sometimes say, my personality didn't want it.
So that's interesting. So you didn't really, at the time, you felt the challenge of this voice inside you, but you didn't know, you hadn't connected that it could have been your soul actually talking to you.
No.
And that came later.
Yes. Yes. That's right.
And what were you, when it started to click, what were you starting to experience in yourself? Like, was there less challenge? Was there less stress? Like, was there any kind of a felt sense of something?
Well, first of all, that very expedient transition that I went through shifted me out of a place of victimhood into a place of, to my shock and surprise, I am someone who can be of service and help to others. And so when I went through this training, not with the intention of becoming a practitioner, but just let's see how it works and try it out on a few friends and associates, they all got results and they all wanted to know, what are you charging? And would you see my friend or whomever? And so what I do and what I continue to do in the world evolved out of circumstance and that calling from within rather than from my very thought out logical decision making. It didn't come from there.
It didn't come from there at all. You were really on a whole other trajectory once you
Yeah.
tapped into that energy and you were listening.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and it was something I couldn't argue with. I could try, but ultimately, and I believe that because I had already received the gift from this process that I was exposed to. Can I say the name of it?
Sure.
Yeah. Because it was developed by someone named Dr. Candace Blakely, called New Decision Therapy. So that unleashed or helped me let go of a whole bunch of energetic blocks. So once those blocks were let go of, then it's like my soul was able to take charge rather than me. Okay, so when we still have these blocks within us, we too often let our personality, our fears, our worries, our anxieties about whether it's going to work or not work get in the way. And then we hold ourselves back from taking those courageous steps that would allow us to come into full form, to full expression of what our soul is calling us to do in this world.
Yes. So you used that technique, that new decision therapy, to release the blocks, and then you were able to hear your soul much more clearly. And there's somehow you also created, or you chose into the courageousness that was needed then. And it sounds like it was just a lot easier at that point because the fear was all gone.
Fear was a lot less. It's not that there was no fear there, but the fear was small compared to the calling of the soul.
Yes, beautiful. Okay, we're going to wrap up in a few minutes here, but I want to make sure like you have an opportunity to share when you really want to tap into your soul. Like you're like, oh, I want to know what my soul thinks about this, or I want that guidance. How do you do that, Lynn?
Well, first, I take a nice deep breath. And I probably will have a little bit of a laugh. Okay? Because laughter helps to disengage your mind and that overactive mental activity that will get in the way of you hearing clearly the message that your soul wants to hear next. So in that respect, I say laughter is not frivolous at all. It's actually connecting you to a language that goes beyond speech.
Ooh, yes, it's like a gateway that connects you to that language.
It is. It opens the gateway to hear the messages from within, because the more you laugh, remember this, the more you laugh, the more you cannot think. And the more you get out of your thinking mind, the better you will hear those true callings from your soul.
Okay, so yes. All right. Now, Lynn, I know you're not expecting this because it just came to me. But what I want to do right now is I literally want to just take like 20 seconds to do this. And I'm going to invite my listeners to do this with us. Both of us just doing that big breath and then having a laugh.
Fantastic.
All right. Yes. Well, I love it.
And
yes.
You know what? A really good way just to inspire that laugh is laugh at yourself, point to yourself. Just point to yourself and have a good laugh at yourself for all the times you held yourself back, for all the times that you didn't listen when maybe you could have, and just go, yeah, that was me.
Okay, so laughter as healing medicine while pointing to ourselves. Okay, so here we go. Yeah. We're going to do it on the count of 3. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Breath. my goodness. Oh, oh, wow. That's amazing. Like, it's just such a simple act of joy.
Right? That's right. And if you can keep it going for like a minute, which will feel very strange because ordinary laughter only lasts for a few seconds. But if you really want to shut that squirrel mind up, keep it going for a minute.
Oh, fantastic. Yes. Another way to get rid of squirrel mind. Yes. So for a minute. So breathe, point at yourself, laugh at all the silly things you've done, and keep it up for a minute. Like, just have some fun. All right.
It's healthy to have a good laugh at yourself.
Absolutely. And I really want to thank you for being here on our show today. And I know you've got a gift also. You've got a free gift. And so
I do.
Why don't you tell my people about that?
Okay. Well, if you like this idea of laughing to shush your squirrel mind, I have what's called a 30-minute midday stress interrupter. Well, it's midday if you're in the Eastern Standard Time, but whatever time you can join in. And you'd simply go to Eventbrite by typing in Lynn Himmelman, my name, Lynn Himmelman .eventbrite, that's BRITE.com. And awesome. There you will find these 30-minute every 2 weeks on a Tuesday. You can just join in free of charge.
Fantastic. So these basically free laughter sessions, and you won't be alone. You don't have to be alone pointing at yourself. You can come point at yourself with a whole bunch of other people and have a really awesome
we'll do a whole bunch of other stuff too.
All right. So we'll make sure that the link gets put into the show notes. So if you can't remember the link, folks, no worries. It'll be there for you. I want to just take a moment and just really appreciate you, Lynn. I am so glad we met and you were a guest here today. And I just love your authenticity and your laughter.
Thank you. Thank you, Tessa.
All righty. Bye-bye for now.
All right. Thank you for joining us for this week's delicious episode. Before you jump off, I wanted to remind you to get entered in the raffle this month because I'm giving away more than $2,000 worth of prizes in both private sessions and actual cash. What are those prizes, you ask? Well, one of them is a private 75-minute soul light healing session with me. And that can be healing on various levels. It might be releasing trauma or tuning up your body or your emotions or clearing things like past lives and karma that's been, energetic debris holding you back. This session can be very helpful and sometimes have dramatic results in relationships, money, and in your health. And we're going to do that together on Zoom, so it doesn't matter where you live. The second prize is a 60-minute coaching session with me, and that's also going to be on Zoom. So if you want support or clarity for your goals, like help with getting started with a project or just creating an action plan, that is going to be an amazing session. You'll be surprised at how much you come away with. The third prize is a personalized meditation that I will design especially for you. And of course, it's going to be yours to keep. So it's going to be fully personalized in terms of the content, and I will be speaking just to you so that you will be able to resonate with it and receive the maximum benefits that you want to create. Okay, now for the fun stuff, the cash. I have several cash prizes in various amounts. I've got several $50 prizes, $75 prizes, and $100 prizes. So you can see there are many opportunities to win here, and I just want to encourage you to be sure to play because you do need to play to win. All monetary prizes will be delivered through PayPal or Wise. And if you have a different currency, it'll be automatically converted for you. So as long as you have access to an Apple device, you can play. And all the instructions are available on our website at sayyesToYourSoulPodcast.com. podcast.com. That's sayyestoyoursoulpodcast.com. And if you need any support in completing your raffle entry, my team is ready to help you with that. You'll find their email on our webpage as well. So that's it. All the best to you, and may you say yes to your soul.